Good afternoon, everyone. Kelly Head here, back again with another installment of our database demos. Today we're going to be looking at DIY legal documents. The big database we're going to check out today is called the Law Depot database, and before we get into that one, I'm going to show you a couple others that are also useful for doing legal documents. So the first one we're going to check out is actually through the Missouri state government. It is called openforbiz.mo.gov, the URL. If you go to this website, you will see that they have links to register your business name and LLC, register your business for taxes, and set up your employer identification number. Really simple process. Don't need a lawyer to get your business name registered or anything. It's fairly inexpensive and simple process. And then so that website is openforbiz.mo.gov. You'll definitely want to check out that one. The Kansas website is ksbiz.kansas.gov. And it also has similar links to do the same kind of thing. So those are where you would go to actually set up the business legally. And the documents that we're going to be showing you today are going to be more for an operating business that's already been set up. So we're going to start out by going to the MCPL homepage, which is mymcpl.org. And before we launch into the Law Depot database, I just wanted to show you another database that is specific to Missouri legal forms. So if you click on Research and Learning and then go to Browse Subjects, there is a subject that is called Legal. And if you go into View Resources, one of the databases there is called Missouri Legal Forms. And this will have, in addition to business forms, a lot of other types of legal forms. So feel free to check that. So once you get into this database, let me pull my camera up again. Once you get into this database, there will be a link up at the top where you can easily jump to different sections, or you can just go down and click on small business and you'll see a lot of the forms that you would need there. These are just Microsoft Word documents, so they're not exactly the most easy user interface. The Law Depot database that I'll be showing you in a little bit is much more user friendly, but this one has some nice Word document templates that you can use. So let's say you're looking for invoices to bill your clients. They have tons of invoices you can use here just to give you a sense for what they look like. Here's one with sales tax. So it will link to a Microsoft Word document that you can download. It's not very fancy, but it gets the job done. So it's just, some boxes with some predetermined content. So it's not a whole lot of, they're not very fancy or anything, but they view everything you would need. So you would just download this document and then add your information to the place where it says like company, address, that sort of thing. So the other documents are similar in that they're just going to be Word templates, but they're really useful and there's a ton of them, as I mentioned, so definitely check those out. So the Law Depot database is going to be on this page as well, but just to show you another place you can get to it, if you go to Square One Small Business up at the top, and from our home page, and then scroll down and click on Browse Resources. Down about 3/4 of the way down the page, there'll be a link to the Law Depot database on our business databases as well. So then once you get into this page, you are going to put in your password and it will open up to a page like this. And you can see that Law Depot also covers other areas of law, but we're going to go into the business section. So you can hover over that and then click more to see all of the business documents. It will have you create a free account to get started, but there is no charge for all of these documents. They've all been vetted by a team of lawyers, so they should be completely up to snuff legally. They tailor it to different state laws. So as you'll see as we go through one of these, it's going to ask you questions, and then it will build the document for you as you answer those questions. So just to give you a sense of what we have here, confidentiality and intellectual property forms, things like cease and desist letters, non-compete agreements. You get some different sort of partnership forms and forms for setting up your business. You have forms for shareholders. You have HR forms, which are probably going to be very useful to a lot of folks. Articles of incorporation, buying or selling a business, modifying a business agreement. You have ones that are specific to the music and entertainment industry, ones that are about protecting your business, and then probably the most used forms here are going to be the service forms. So you have different types of service forms that you can use depending on the type of business you are. We'll go ahead and do a cleaning services agreement. So this could be used for a business that was cleaning, let's say, office buildings, and they were wanting to set up a term with either the property owner or the individual office. So what you'll do is you will just answer the questions they offer. So I'll just kind of go through these with you. So let's say you get hired for a fixed term. Let's say it's a year-long contract. And so we'll say it ends a year from today. And then next it's going to ask you what state you're in. So we'll go on because we're in Missouri. And then we're going to be specifying here what we're being hired to do. So I'm just going to copy what they have there to keep it simplified. But I could add other details here, like let's say empty trash. They put sweep, mop, and wax floors, but you could add as many details as you want. And then it's going to ask you what the address is of the place you are cleaning. So let's just put in a fake address here, 1234 Main Street. And as far as the time goes, we'll put in what they have there just to give you a sense of what type of answer you might include. So then we move on to who's providing the cleaning services. So this is where you would put in the name of your organization. So let's say my cleaning company is Kelly's Cleaning LLC, and I'm going to put in that my address for my business. And then I'm going to go on to the next step, and I'm going to add parties. So this is where, if you're being hired by the owner of the property, you would specify their name. Or if you're being hired by the individual company that's leasing the space, you would put their information here. So we'll just say it's the leasing company. And we'll put their address in here. Skip that step. And then you're going to specify what you're being billed for. So for a cleaning company, it's probably going to be I'm guessing a weekly rate, depending on how much cleaning is needed and if you would be available for on-call, that sort of a thing. So let's just say it's $300 per week, and then we'll hit Save and continue. Before any work starts, will the client pay a deposit? I'm guessing in most cases no for cleaning businesses. That's going to be, but that may be up to you. When will the contractor be paid? Probably going to be every 2 weeks, I'd say, but it could be every month. I'm not sure what the most common pace cycle is for that business. And then you go on to the next question, and the client will pay invoices within 30 days of receipt. Any late payments will trigger a fee of, let's say, 10%. And can either party end the contract early? Yes. If either party wants to end the contract early, written notice of 10 days must be given. Let's say 30 days. And then, will the client reimburse the contractor for any expenses? Let's say no, because all the cleaning materials are going to be up to me to provide. Confidentiality, will the contractor have a duty to not reveal confidential client information? Yes, indefinitely. So if you're going to be in an office space, you may see confidential information, and this is a question that will protect them from you releasing any of that information. So probably indefinitely is what we want here. And then, do we want to include any other information? So if we click yes, we can add all these additional clauses. So like, let's say, if there is a snowstorm, there would be a clause that would say that we are not expected to clean on that day if it's, impossible to get out on the roads, or something along those lines. But you can add as many additional clauses as you want, and then you can hit save and continue. And then the final details, when will this contract be signed? Let's specify a date of Monday. And let's say witnesses are required. So then we see that we get this document that it's created for us. We can review that here. And then if we'd like to change anything, we can go up to change answers to change our answers. Or if we like the way it looks, we can print it out or download it as a PDF. I would recommend doing both. And then when you're done, you can either create another document or go browse through some of the other templates that they have available here. So it's a really simple process, really useful for a lot of service businesses. The stuff you can find here can be easily modified, so if you decide you want to use it for some other purpose than they've listed here, I would encourage you to do that. So between Law Depot and the Missouri Legal Forms Library, you have a lot of resources to do DIY legal documents through the library. We are always here to help you with this process, so if you would like to set up a one-on-one with me or anybody on my team, you can email us at square1@mymcpl.org, or just reach out to us on Facebook. We are going to be posting a link in the comments to fill out a survey. If you have watched this video and found it useful, please respond to that survey. And if you have any ideas for upcoming database demos that you'd like me to do, please let me know as well. Hopefully this was useful to you, and I will see you all again next week. Have a great weekend.